We ready?
Yep.
Wait, I'm alive?
No.
Oh.
On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
Mandalorian is coming to the big screen, maybe.
Dave Bautista's joining Marvels. Or wait, no, not Marvels. Something.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
You completely did not read that story, Zach.
I have a reputation to keep.
And you're keeping it.
And lastly, Sam Raimi is dead serious on his new co-writer / director. Yeah, I feel like...
Okay, look.
Yeah.
In my defense,
No,
I just want to say, I was skimming it.
No.
I was skimming it.
No. What means you didn't read the story?
there's no defense for
I was skimming it, and I swear I thought I read Marvel.
Marvel is in the story, but that's not why.
Exactly. It
Shut up.
has nothing to do with you.
Shut up.
Wow.
Okay, let me compose myself.
I'm tired. Okay.
Do something.
I swear I thought I read that.
Did you? Okay. It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 641 for February the 7th, 2024. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nico and Tina Qualls, contributor to Culturesmash.com. Nico is changing a diaper, so he will be back.
All right. Zach?
Zach Martin, a person that can't read fucking English words on a white page.
No, a person that just doesn't read them.
It's not that you can't, because you've proven that you are literate. It's your absolute refusal to read.
To prepare.
Sometimes brain don't work so good.
Okay.
Sometimes.
All right. That's what he says. All right. So join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube, Twitch, or, well, actually, we're just on YouTube and Twitch right now.
Are we on Twitch?
Yeah, we're on Twitch. We sure are. Every Wednesday at 6:15, normally we're a little late today, CST. And if you comment, we will see it, and you can participate with our show every week. So join us on the platform of your choice. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash Cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their delicious syrups, such as the white chocolate and salted dark chocolate, and salted caramel, actually, and the variety of cocktail mixes they offer, including my favorite, the margarita mix. They also offer a variety of fruit-infused waters. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount on your order. Cool. So, Tina, what have you guys been up to?
Not much. I ended January with reading 19 books. I am 5 or 6 books deep into February, so I've mostly just been reading. Finally went to go see a movie a couple of nights ago and severely disappointed.
Oh, we're going to hear about that in a minute. That was a pretty funny exchange in our text messages, though.
Yeah, but no, haven't been able to do much other than read and catch up on Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, yeah, same. I'm watching Hell's Kitchen also. Nico, you have anything to add about what you guys have been up to?
Mostly just baby. I was babysitting when Tina went to go see the movie, the aforementioned movie. And yeah, that's it. This is my life.
Zach, what have you been up to, boy?
Oh, I got to see my parents for the first time in like a month.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Turns out when there's not an ice storm or COVID or, life, you can go see your parents and be like, hey. Then I went to the casino and made money.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was like the highlight of my week. I turned that $10 into $127.
And what are you going to do with all them dollars?
Either put it towards my credit card or use it for food.
Or complain because our local art house tickets went up 50 cents.
It's okay. Most people, who cares? But we are not most people.
This is true.
Because, yeah, it's 50 cents. But, like, how many times do you go?
And it adds up.
Yeah, it's like $20 more a year. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's only 50 cents. It's only $9 per ticket. wow, what a deal. That's cheaper than like Regal or AMC. Yeah, but Regal and AMC have unlimited. You can pay $20 and get unlimited for a month.
So at least now I know what Zach's threshold was. It was $8.50 because now we're at $9 and he lost it.
Look, I used to complain about 12, but I would only go to Regal like once or twice a month. So it was kind of like, negligible.
Mm.
Which I don't think I've been to a Regal in a hot minute.
Well,
yeah.
Unlike me, I'm at 15 films, and most of them were in the Regal so far.
I'm going to Regal like 3 or 4 times in the next month.
Yeah. I'm just glad I'm out of trashy area. I hope the movies start to improve. It doesn't appear that February's starting off all that well, but we'll hear about that from Tina in a minute because she's the only one of us who's seen the big movie for February so far.
Big movie in quotation
marks.
Yeah,
in quotation marks. Yeah. When you see the openings for this weekend, you're going to understand what is happening right now. So let's get into the box office. Number 10 is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It made another $1.9 million. It's made $120 million so far, putting the nail in the coffin of the DCEU. Number 9 is Poor Things. It made another $2.1 million. It's made $28.2 million so far, and that's a damn shame that is only made $28 million. That is a damn shame.
I mean, it's an art house. How much of that is the nomination for Best Picture?
Oh, I'm sure it had a little boost from that.
Like 90% of that.
Probably. I mean, I will say the cost of entry is pretty high as far as the type
it's a
type
weird
of
movie.
It is. Yeah.
It's a hard R-rated movie. It's an art house movie.
This is not like The Favorite. The Favorite was a much easier pill to swallow for most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so number 8 is American Fiction. That one made another $2.3 million. It's made $15 million so far.
That's fine.
It's all right. Number 7 is Anyone But You. It made $3.4 million. It's made $76 million so far. Apparently, globally, this movie's done like surprisingly well.
Sometimes you hate moviegoers.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
This is one of those.
It is. Number 6 is Mean Girls. It made a $3.8 million. It's made $66.2 million so far. Number 5 is Migration. That one made $4.1 million. It's made $106 million so far. Number 4 is Wonka. Still in the box office. Made $4.6 million. It's made $201 million so far.
You say still. There's nothing to see.
I know. It's been a rough start to the year. Number 3 is The Beekeeper. It made $5.2 million. It's made $49.4 million so far. And then new movies for the weekend. Number 2 is The Chosen, Season 4, Episodes 1 through 3. I don't even know what this is.
A fucking TV show.
Yeah, it made $5.9 million. Over the weekend, it's made $7.3 million so far.
A Jesus TV show.
Exactly. And number 1 this weekend, the big movie of February so far, Argyle, had a $17.4 million opening. And Tina loved it.
I have to say,
yeah,
we normally say, fuck you, it's January from Red Letter Media. It really is turning into fuck you, it's forever.
Yeah, it's been a rough start to the year.
Jesus.
But yeah, Tina loved it. It was her favorite movie.
Yeah, I loved it so much that my rating was so high it circled back to half a star.
so 5.5 stars.
Half a star. Damn.
Half a star. It's bad. Like, okay. I didn't go in with like high expectations. Like literally it's the trailer didn't really sell me on it, but it was one of the ones that I kind of wanted to see. I wanted to see how the story played out. In the trailer,
don't spoil it though. I'm gonna see it still.
Huh?
Don't spoil it though. I'm still seeing it.
Okay, I'm just giving a thing.
Yeah.
The author who writes these spy books finds out that she's being targeted by an evil spy organization because what she's writing is coming to life. It's true. It's happening. And in the trailer, Henry Cavill plays her fictional Argyle character, her fictional spy character. His haircut is so fucking stupid.
It is dumb.
Watching the trailer, I'm like, oh wow, they actually managed to make Henry Cavill like somewhat unappealing to me. It gets worse. And Steven, you're gonna hate the obscene amount of CGI that is used for no fucking reason.
Yeah, just what they show in the trailer is super ugly.
It does not get better at all. It gets worse for the
Damn.
entire movie.
I did not give a shit about this movie, so I looked up the spoilers. I let out an audible groan and just fuck you.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask. I'd like to ask what happened because there was a point where I liked Matthew Vaughn. Like X-Men First Class is good-ish for the most part.
Layer cake?
Layer cake is good.
I like the first Kingsman.
The first Kingsman was fun.
It's a suitable popcorn flick.
Yeah.
The first Kingsman is good.
Kick ass.
Kick ass is good.
Yeah, and the Kingsman is terrible.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, it's the writing, the acting, the costume design. It is all garbage in this film.
Yeah.
Like,
She hated everything.
Steaming, like just absolute. You can. It is the trash compost heap hills that you smell in the heat of summer.
Damn.
That walk through neighborhoods that live within a 5-mile radius. It is a steaming pile of garbage. It's bad.
I mean, you're asking when did Matthew Vaughn go wrong? I'm going to point to 2017 of Kingsman 2.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm interested now to find out, and this is going to be the bar for which I go into this movie, is this better or worse than the Children of the Corn remake from last year?
Well, hold on. Having seen that fucking awful piece of shit, I don't know a lot of films that go down to that level.
And here's the thing, is that movie's so bad, I kind of love it. Like I love to watch the
I kind of
scene.
want to recommend it to people just as a fuck you.
I want to get people together here at the house and drink and watch it.
No,
and
it doesn't help.
Yeah,
It doesn't
no.
help.
No, it's a game. Like every time a character's motivations or emotions change in the same scene, everybody takes a shot.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
You're gonna.
Yeah, so I want to go in to see if Argyle is better or worse than that. That is gonna be my plan for this movie.
I will need you to immediately let me know when you've seen it so that you and I can spew vitriol against this movie together because it's bad.
I intend to see it if I can make it work. Maybe tomorrow or Sunday, because I have Zach and I are going to a small oscilloscope art house movie on Saturday. That's kind of in the middle of the day, so it kind of fucks things. But
I'm gonna try and see Lisa Frankenstein at some point, but that's the next movie that I'm slated to watch. So.
Well, and that's my intention. Is I'm really going to beat the shit out of myself and try and see Argyle and Lisa Frankenstein as a double. I hear such mixed things about it, but let me just go before we get to that into what's opening this weekend, because it's a weird weekend. Skin Deep is at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
What is this?
I don't know. But I think there's just a few reviews. So take a look and see how many actual critical reviews there are. Then there's Popular Theory. There's no reviews out for it yet. Out of Darkness is a movie I want to see. It's a foreign horror film. That's supposed to be pretty great. And then Lisa Frankenstein's at 50%, which seems like about the right spot for a movie written by Diablo Cody, because you either gotta love her approach or not love it. I feel like she's divisive in that way.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Look up the Rotten Tomato scores for Argyle.
For Argyle?
Oh yeah, I meant to look at that up. I think it was in the 30s.
Yeah,
like
it's
36 or 32, something like that.
33.
33, yeah.
Yeah.
But this when you look at the movies coming out this weekend, it's indicative of what's happening in the cinema right now. Is these are either foreign films or smaller movies that are getting wide releases, which could be kind of neat if the movies were better. This Out of Darkness, I'm hearing good things about. The other movies I don't know anything about. And then Lisa Frankenstein. So Lisa Frankenstein is written by Diablo Cody. What are you saying?
Even though Skin Deep only has a few reviews, the fact that it's still at 100%, even with a few reviews, like, okay.
Yeah, I'll probably see it if it sticks around. We're going to see.
You know, if you do want to see something good, there is something being re-released this week.
Are you talking about? You're not talking about seeing red, are you?
No,
Dune
is getting
Part 1.
a release
That's true.
again.
This is true.
You catch up before part 2.
This is
You go
true.
see an IMAX finally.
This is
You know,
true.
if you missed out because it was the IMAX film to see.
It was. Yeah, it's true.
What I'm saying is, I'm more interested in that than
anything that's
else.
new. So for me, like, I know a lot of people love Jennifer's Body. I just thought it was okay. And I'm not someone who loves Juno as much as a lot of people. People love Juno, but there's a Kevin Smith. I think there's a Kevin Smithy kind of vibe to her dialogue where it's like, "Ooh, look how cool I am," and I just never buy it.
Yeah, watching Juno, I think I can't remember who I saw the movie with, and I'm like, there's no way they expect us to believe, like, one, teenagers talk like this, and two, regular people talk like this all the time in regular life.
Yeah. Well, and that's the same thing I say about Clerks. And that's why I compare them.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, I'm hearing real mixed things. People either love this Lisa Frankenstein or they just don't care for it, which it's a Diablo Cody screenplay. So that's,
yeah.
I hope I like it.
I mean,
I hope it's fun.
It's Zelda Williams.
Yeah. So we'll see.
You know.
Yeah.
I do have an updated film ball, by the way. Finally.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Here comes Zach on top.
I don't need to be
Here we
here.
go.
All right. So for our regular game, I'm going to start from the bottom up. In 5th place is yours truly with the goose egg. Remember, I have all the wild cards, so that's going to be interesting. In 4th place with $285,000 is Nico. In 3rd place with just a little bit of a jump is Steven with $31.3 million.
Damn.
In 2nd place is Zach with $44.1 million. And 1st place currently is Nathan with $68.1 million. Now, that being said, I'm going to say the results of the TikTok game right now, going from first to last, because we have some interesting news. In 1st place is Leo with $92.2 million.
And this is the current game we're playing now, right?
Yeah, this is the current game we're playing now. Steven, you are in 2nd place with $33.3 million. Dustin's in 3rd place with $285,000. In 4th place with 0 is Jason. In 5th place is Chris with -$7 million. And in 6th place is Andrew with -$10 million.
Negative how?
Chris
Because they
had
didn't spend all their money.
$10 left over,
Oh,
and
that's
Andrew
right.
had $10 left over. So
I love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
yep.
So our previous game is pretty much over, correct? That one's done.
Our previous game is done. Let me get that real quick.
Oh,
So-
definitely.
Nathan,
Let me know.
Nathan has shipped the trophies. Trophy
Yeah,
is
I was
on
about
its
to say,
way.
Nathan should have already shipped the trophy to you, Zach, you dick.
Well, now I gotta check my mail.
Oh no, he's sending it here,
Yeah.
and then you can pick it up during the show.
Yeah, Zach, you ended the game in 1st place with $428.6 million.
Hell yeah.
Nico ended in 2nd place with $329.5 million. Steven, $310.5 million. I ended up in 4th place with $257.4 million, and Nathan in 5th place was $137.1 million.
Bottom of the barrel.
For the TikTok, in 5th place was Jason, $222.8 million. 4th place was Leo with $228.7 million. 3rd place was Dustin, $243.8 million. 2nd place was Andrew, $295.1 million. As you can tell, these are much closer together.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1st place was Chris with $380 million.
They let that boy win twice. He better not win this again. Yeah, so he got to keep the trophy. He didn't have to ship it to anybody. Next up, coming up for us within the next few weeks, we've got to get this scheduled, is our Oscar game.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the Oscar game this year. I actually really love the Oscar game because the way that game is played
Now,
adds some really interesting possibilities to the game, because it's not just about knowing who won. It's about how you spend your risk
your
points.
multiplier.
Your multipliers, yeah. So we'll reintroduce those rules here in a couple of weeks, but we've got to figure out that schedule. And
Yeah.
when is the Academy Awards? It's March, right?
It's March.
Something?
I want to say it's March 11th. Hold on, let me check. March 10th.
All right.
I'll probably be here or at home.
Oh yeah, we're gonna live stream here just like I did last year, so anybody can come and watch.
That's always the funnest way to do it. The most fun.
Yeah.
That
So
way
I
we
can
don't have
drink
to do snacks.
soju and get tipsy.
Exactly. It's gonna be great. All right.
Try to do math while drunk.
Doing math.
Zach, keep track of all this. But I've drank all this.
Gee, if only somebody had proven themselves with a spreadsheet last year that called you out on a lot of shit that still had that spreadsheet. Asshole.
Perfect.
I'll never
All
forget
right,
you being like, hold on. I'm like, I can tell you literally right now what it's supposed to be. And you're like, hold on.
Hold on. I'm doing maths. Where's my calculator?
Not the failure that is Zach.
Where's my calculator?
Can't read or do math.
Who brought the soju?
All right, let's talk about these trailers before Zach has to talk about Dave Bautista in the Marvels.
God damn it. God damn it. Look.
All right, so we got a couple of trailers. This Longlegs trailer actually came out last week, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it. This is a movie from Neon that I've been following since it first hit the film festival circuit. And what's interesting is, for a long time, the only materials that we had were some really creepy ass still photos. And a lot of people just been really hype about it, me included. Also, the fact that Nicolas Cage is in a serious hardcore art house horror.
That isn't Color Out of Space.
Yeah, which is a piece of shit. What did you guys think of this trailer?
I'm up for it. It's produced by Neon, and I've usually liked most of their like darker horror films. So I'm up for it. It has that religious aspect that I always am a sucker for, like demons and ghosts and witches and stuff like that. I'm always up for. So
anytime you can bring a little religion into horror, I'm here for it. Like the last one I think that I really, really liked was Saint Maud. Also kind of an art house horror film, but that movie made my top 10 that year. It was so good. So
yeah, I guess you could say it was pretty lit.
Thanks, Dad. Well, Zach, what are your thoughts about this trailer?
I'm in.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm kind of down for something nitty and gritty, art housey like that. Like, I want something like, well, a little edgier, like what this is giving.
Mm-hmm. And
I'll also take anything right now because I'm going through a desert.
We need something good. Yeah, I can't tell how edgy it's going to be, but it's definitely got like this cool, almost retro vibe to it. The trailer is brilliant because all it does is give the vibes. It's pure atmosphere. You don't really know much about what the actual story is going to be.
It's like a vision board trailer.
Mm-hmm. That's a good comparison. It really does feel like a vision board. You know the colors, you know the sounds, all that stuff, but you don't really know the story. We don't even see Nicolas Cage in this trailer, do we?
Not unless he's one of the priests doing the crucifix.
Basically,
even then, it's unrecognizable if that is Cage or not. So
apparently, this is about an FBI agent assigned to an unsolved serial killer case, revealing evidence of a cult.
Mm-hmm. I love cult shit, so I'm down. It just looks so. When is it coming out again? Did they give a date? I don't know if they give a date in the trailer.
July Oh, damn it.
It's a
That's
long
like 5
way.
months away.
I would have preferred this to be like an infinity pool and start the year off strong. That would have been pretty banging. But they must have a lot of faith in this movie to put it out in the summer. So that actually kind of makes my anticipation higher because they're going to put that summer money behind it. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So it's hard to talk too much about it because they really don't tell you much. But I've loved the marketing. Like if you guys go back and look at the early marketing, it was just some really. They look like crime scene photos. Is pretty much what the marketing was for months and months. So no one knew. And the title Long Legs, I don't even know what that's going to even refer to.
Daddy Long Legs is the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, same.
The most venomous spider, but can't do anything because its mouth is so small.
So on IMDb, they have some a trivia section. Citation needed. Full disclosure. Test audiences praised Nicolas Cage's performance, but said that said performance was so off-putting that it could potentially scare viewers off.
That's great by me.
I mean, trust me, bro. But if true,
yeah. But I mean, Nicolas Cage can do this stuff if he really wants to. I actually kind of it's a flawed movie, but I really generally like 8mm. And if we can get something more,
I was about to say if he says Mandy, I swear to God.
Yeah. Oh fuck no. You liked it better than me when we came out. You're like apologizing for it almost, and I'm like, nah,
but no,
bitch, I hated
walking
it.
out in 20. What was it? 18?
18? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like a week later, I was like, man, fuck this movie.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. All right, so to contrast that, we got something that's about as basic as they come. A Quiet Place Day One. We got the trailer for that. That actually came either yesterday or today. It's pretty recent as we record. Tina, what did you think of this trailer?
I think I'm the odd man out because out of this group at least, have always liked the world building for A Quiet Place. So I'm getting more of that. I'm getting more of that like origin story, more of the monsters, which is one of the things that I did have a critique with the first two movies of if this is supposed to be a global invasion, I'm only seeing like one or two monsters. Give me an invasive force, and with the trailer, you definitely get that. I like that the Krasinski story is complete. It's done, so we're not diving into their first days because I think that would kind of just shoot themselves in the foot for any growth that they had in movie 1 and 2. So I'm glad we're following characters. So I'm here for it. So
I don't
destruction porn. I fucking love destruction porn.
I get that. It's fun. I kind of agree with you. Zach's a little bitch about the movies, but the first movie I liked the gimmick. I liked and I liked the characters. Even though the movie's flawed, I still did like a lot about it, and I also like a lot about the second one. But the problem I see with this one is it sets this up, this whole like big, assault on the planet kind of thing. But I feel like the trailer almost shows you the order in which the story is going to be told. Like we're going to get a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of this destruction porn, like you said. And then we're going to squish down to another family doing all the same shit that we've seen in the first two movies. And I'm kind of tired of it now. Like if they're going to keep it going, show me something else. It
is very possible that it's going to be a rehash, the same shit, different family. But I'm holding out a little bit more hope, just because it's what I want. I want to give this movie a good, solid chance. So.
And for me, at least in the first two, I like Emily Blunt. So I'm like, I like her. I like you. I'll watch you. But she's not in this one. And we're going to watch the same. If we end up watching 30 minutes in, we start watching the same stuff over and over again that we've seen the first two. I'm going to be disappointed because just do something different. Show us a different scale somehow. But I'll watch it. I'm seeing everything. So what the fuck?
I mean, I really like Lupita Nyong'o.
I do too.
As an actress.
She's a good actress.
She's one of my favorites. It just kind of hurts that it's like, fucking this? All right. I don't care about this universe. It's fucking dumb.
Disagree. There's fun stuff to be had in this universe. It's just I need something different. We've seen enough of the first two.
Dumb.
I will say, when A Quiet Place came out, it started my holy trinity of taking away a senses kind of movie of you have A Quiet Place where you can't make a sound, you can't talk.
Mhm.
You have Hush where she can't hear, she's deaf. And I loved Hush. And Bird Box where you can't see, but
Oh no, there's a better example than Bird Box. Bird Box is shit.
Yeah, Bird Box is like especially the book. The book was awesome.
The other movie with with what's his name, the old guy who was blind.
Oh, Blind.
Don't breathe.
No, not.
Don't breathe.
Yeah,
Don't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don't Breathe. Yeah. That one. There's your holy trinity right there. Although I haven't seen Hush. I think Hush was just a Netflix movie, right?
Yeah, it was a Netflix movie, but I thought it was done well. So.
A lot of people love it. I suck at keeping up with Netflix stuff. But yeah, I've heard it's good. I'll have to watch it at some point. I think that would be a fun box set to have. To put all those movies in one box. That's pretty fun. Okay, before we move on, I want to talk real quick about a documentary I saw called. Speaking of Netflix, because I actually watched something on Netflix because I had to. This movie just it's something I had to see, and it's called The Greatest Day in Pop. It is a documentary about the making of the song "We Are the World" from the '80s, and that song, if you don't know it, is an iconic story because in the middle of basically you had a record executive go to Africa and see kids starving and all this stuff, and he wanted to come back. Bob Gelfeld.
And it was also in the middle of the AIDS pandemic, so.
Well, We Are the World is very specifically locked in on Africa because that money from that song still goes, even to this day, goes to charities.
Was it We Are the World that did the hand holding thing?
I think you're thinking about the Coke commercial.
No, there's a Hands Across America where they linked hands.
No. Yeah, see, there was a whole thing, and they talk about it a little bit in the documentary. There was that, there was Farm Aid, there was Band-Aid with all the bands that did concerts. So a lot of stuff was happening in the 80s where they were trying to put money from musicians, and I think a lot of it stemmed from this one and what came before it, which was the Christmas one that Freddie Mercury did. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was a Christmas song that got put out and money went to charity or whatever. But what's iconic about this particular song and always has interested me is when they set out to record it, what they were determined to do was to bring every single artist into one room and do it all at the same time. It would have been easy to do this song and have them drop into the studio when they happen to be in LA for whatever reason and record their track and then mix. But they were trying to get everybody to sing in the same room live. And they shot a video. I've seen this video off and on over the years. I think it's out there on YouTube to see. And the music video is literally just them recording the song because you have so many. I mean, it's 30, 40 different artists in there. Everybody who was big from the 70s and 80s, some even from the 60s, were involved in the song in some way. So the documentary is fascinating, though, because it shows from the inception of the idea to getting Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson together to write the song. And Quincy Jones is producing it. Like everybody who was somebody for that decade is involved in this one thing. And because they knew they were going to make this music video, they recorded audio sessions of phone calls. They had all kinds of video. So if you're like someone who loves Michael Jackson and how reclusive he was, there's audio and video in this that no one's ever seen of him, like figuring this song out. And it's so good. It's so freaking good. Like if you look on my letterbox, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. The only little issue I had with the song or with the documentary is that there's so many major artists involved. The actual current time interviews that they do are limited and they feel limited. Like you have Lionel Richie, who is very good in the movie and is important because he was a driving force behind the actual song. He co-wrote it. Bruce Springsteen talking in it. Cyndi Lauper is in it, but she feels like a soundbite. She's in it very little. Sheila E. is in it. Sheena Easton is a different person. And Huey Lewis is in it, and Kenny Loggins is in it. So there's people. But I just wish they'd done a little bit more with the current interviews. But even if you're not into like the song or the music of the time, it's just fascinating to see. And I'm not going to spoil it, but they only made this happen because there was something else there was a tool that they used to get everybody together in one space. And if it hadn't been for that, it would have never happened.
Was it money?
No, it was not money, actually. But what is great about this is they had a bunch of cameras recording during the recording session. Of course, we see the music video and it's all beautiful and everybody's smiling and singing. Well, the cameras were rolling the whole time. And this documentary has footage of people getting pissed at each other. People just because the recording session goes through an overnight and people are getting fucking tired. And these are like top tier musicians that all look at each other while they sing. So some people are nervous and scared and some people are highly competitive.
Yeah,
so
and I was saying with that many talents and well-known talents, there had to be so many egos at play.
There were. But at the end of it, like, with all that said, people really wanted to do something and sort of check themselves a little bit. And I felt a little like emotional at the end of the movie because for a couple things. One, because of some people really meant what they were doing, which is really cool. And then the other part of it is there's not that many times in art history where you can bring that much talent together in one space to do one thing together. You know, the closest thing I could think of is maybe Woodstock. But this is all for one song. At least once Woodstock was a concert that went on over a weekend. You know, so I just recommend. I think it's really, really good. I don't give more than a 4 on a documentary that often, but I really love this movie. And it's on Netflix, so I recommend watching it. Well, I guess Nico is still tied up, so let's move on into Zach's story about Dave Bautista going to play in the Marvels.
Shut up. So would you believe it? Dave Bautista and Samuel Jackson, the joining forces in the post-apocalyptic action film Afterburn. According to Deadline, Afterburn will find the Marvel actors. I was right about that. Surviving
That is
in a
the
world.
only time Marvel is mentioned in the
Shut up!
article.
It's not even the Marvels.
Shut up! The world is ravaged by a solar flare like 10 years ago, wiping out technology across the globe, and Dave Bautista will be tasked with finding one of the world's only remaining treasures, the Mona Lisa, because it can be used for firewood, really.
Oh?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't pre-edit your story.
You know, I skipped. Afterburn is set to be directed by J.J. Perry, who made his directorial debut making the horror film Day Shift, and it's been adapted from the movie is being adapted from the Red 5 comic series of the same name. Afterburn counts Neil H. Moritz and Toby Jaffe for original film and Steve Richards for Endurance Media as producers. TLDR, it's a thing that's happening.
So there's a couple things.
This might mean more to you than me because I'm like, it's a movie?
Well, I like dystopian. I like post-apocalyptic stuff. And Dave Bautista and Samuel Jackson doing a buddy cop thing sounds like fun to me. That sounds like fun. The idea that this is some kind of original idea is pretty funny, though, because we're in the post-apocalyptic world, I guess, and they're assigned to go out and find these works of art. Wasn't that the people who stare at goats? Wasn't that the movie where in World War II or something?
The Monuments Men.
Monuments Men, that's the one. Where they're going to find these artifacts. I mean, it feels like the same, except it feels post-apocalyptic and science fiction rather than that movie. So the core of it, I think it feels really similar. But I love that those two are going to do it together. I think it'll be fun. I've never heard him called Dave Bautista before. Bautista, like boot.
Like, yeah, you can suck these boobs. You can suck my balls.
This movie is actually going to be called The Marvels, though. They're renaming
God damn it.
They're renaming it.
Didn't click in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to be in a Marvel film. Wait, shit,
And
Drax.
like I said, that is the only time Marvel pops up in that entire
In
article.
that article.
Zeroed in on it.
Like poor Dave, but poor Dave Bautista can't do anything but the Marvels.
Shut up. Eat my asshole.
Delicious.
I love making fun of Zach's reading comprehension skills.
You know what?
What?
Tina, I'd like to read your reading comprehension skills. Don't read the whole thing as written. I'm sure you've edited it, right?
Yeah, the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
The way to prepare.
Yeah.
That you didn't do.
I skim over shit in mine. I didn't read all of it.
Well, okay, then let's compare. Let's move on to
Right.
Tina's story.
Fuck.
The new Evil Dead spinoff has been entrusted to Sebastian Vanacek. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
You are.
Recently signed by the powerhouse agency CAA, Vanacek will co-write and direct this thrilling new adventure under the banner of, that's right, Sam Raimi and Robert Tapert's Ghost House Pictures. His journey into this monumental assignment is both inspiring and indicative of his unique vision as a filmmaker, per Deadline. Now, his featured directorial debut, Infested, was a horror film that gripped audiences with its intense narrative of residents in a French apartment fighting against a lethal swarm of spiders. No fucking thank you. Premiering at the festival's Critics Week sidebar, Infested not only won accolades for Best Picture and Best Director at its North American premiere at Fantastic Fest, but also shown at the Sitges. Is that how you say it?
Something like that. It's Citrus, yeah.
Okay. Earning a nomination for Best Motion Picture and securing a special jury prize. The Evil Dead series, conceptualized by Sam Raimi, has been a hallmark in horror comedy since its inception in 1981, with Bruce Campbell's portrayal of Ash Williams battling supernatural entities. The franchise not only spawned a trilogy, but also extended its influence to television with the Starz series Ash vs. Evil Dead, and most recent edition, The Evil Dead Rise by Lee Cronin, that garnered substantial success, raking in over $147 million worldwide. Vanacek's appointment to this new project is a significant step in his career. It is not just a nod to his talent and potential, but also an affirmation of the industry's recognition of fresh, innovative voices. The undisclosed details of the spinoff contribute a growing sense of intrigue and expectation, promising an exciting expansion of the Evil Dead legacy.
You know, what's funny is I think this would be one of the most intimidating franchises to step into. At first blush, you might think, no, it's just a horror franchise.
I would shit myself as a director, like, especially one that I've already started garnering a name for myself. To be like, hey, you want to take over Evil Dead or want to join me on Evil Dead? I would shit myself. I would be so terrified of any mistake. Because they're not going to come to Sam Raimi and be like, Sam Raimi, you did an awful job. They're going to go and be like, no, this fucker fucked up Sam Raimi's project.
Yeah. Do you want to be the guy or the girl? Or do you want to be the person who comes in and finally does a bad Evil Dead movie? I don't want to be that guy. This franchise has lasted 30, 40 years now and not had a bad installment. And the last movie was the worst. That said, still good. Yeah, still good. So I would be nervous as hell to step into this.
No, Zach, I did not edit at all. Did not read my story beforehand. That's called going on the fly, motherfucker.
And the only struggles she had were like hard ass fucking names.
And my own speech impediment, but that's one thing.
Oh wait, shit. So no, I don't care.
That said, this movie Infested is supposed to be great, and it's coming to Shudder. So That's exciting because Shudder will actually have a movie I care about, like a new movie. Because most of Shudder's newer movies have not been
rough.
good. They've not been good in a while. Like that Puppet Man movie can eat shit. I saw that at the Nashville Film Festival and it was garbage. Yeah, I spent time in a theater watching that thing. So Infested, I'm hyped for. I'm interested that they're calling this Evil Dead movie a spinoff, though, and just not another sequel. Why? What is it that makes this a spinoff?
Because we have to
Are
wait
we
to
gonna
see.
Yeah, is it going to be Evil Dead without the Necronomicon or something? Because what would make it a spinoff and not just a sequel? It's weird.
I mean, you could say Evil Dead Rise is not a sequel.
Yeah, I don't know
It's a
what kind of terminology they use to do Evil Dead Rise versus whatever this new one is, because it is kind of sequel but also spin-off.
Why would Evil Dead Rise not be a sequel
To what?
to the franchise that's been running so far? We still have the book. Still have
Is it a sequel to The Evil Dead?
But it's not
Or
a
Evil Dead
sequel.
2 or Army of Darkness?
Or do you call every single Evil Dead that doesn't have Ash in it a spinoff?
I would say Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness are sequels,
Yeah.
essentially.
For sure. That's a trilogy. Yeah.
Evil Dead 2013 is not a sequel. That is a spin-off reboot.
Yeah, it feels more like
Evil
a
Dead
reboot.
Rise is a spin-off. It is not a reboot, and it is not a sequel. It is its own thing. You could technically watch that film and not have to seen any others, and it will work.
Well, I mean, you could do that with Evil Dead 2 also.
Correct. But
Yeah.
it is a continuation of Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, it is. Or a loose, light reboot of Evil Dead 1.
Agree.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't use rights to
Exactly.
show footage.
So it's a bizarre franchise in that way. I hope this is good. I hope they continue. I hope they're like the Mission Impossible of horror, and they just continue to do great movies.
Great.
Because,
When's Mission Impossible 2 going to show up?
yeah,
in the
that's I know.
series?
That's what I'm scared about. That's what I'm scared about. And we'll have to endure it when it happens.
Oh, it'll be the worst fucking thing to happen to horror.
Probably.
Evil Day is the gold standard.
It really is.
It's like there's no poo-poo on this trophy.
Not yet. All right, Nico.
Not a flake.
Welcome back, sir.
Talk about movie franchises that do have poo-poo on them. Star Wars upcoming movie The Mandalorian and Grogu earlier announced this year to be directed by Jon Favreau under the production of Lucasfilm with President Kathleen Kennedy and new Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. Favreau and Filoni being basically the architects of The Mandalorian TV show and Filoni specifically of Star Wars on television for the last decade plus. What was announced earlier this year, and Disney CEO Bob Iger confirmed in a recent earnings call that we're going to see it in 2026 as the likely release date, kicking off the next generation of Star Wars movies. Now, as for the specific date, Disney has two on the table for a tentative Star Wars project, either May 22nd or December 18th, again, both 2026, but untold which of those dates would be The Mandalorian and Grogu. I really hope they change that title so much. It should also be noted that there was a time when Bob Iger has announced various other Star Wars properties that have not come to fruition, including recent ones from Game of Thrones series creator David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. There was a Rogue Squadron movie with, and I'm blanking the name, Patty
Jenkins?
Jenkins, thank
Patty
you.
Jenkins, yeah.
So this wouldn't be the first time, but given the fact that we are seeing this come from current actually producing Star Wars content people, it's likely that we will get the Mandalorian movie. I just really hope it gets a new title.
Well, sadly, we're not going to get one of the characters because he passed away, Carl Weathers.
Yep.
And he was actually kind of good in The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Not only is his character, he also directed episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just put money on the table. Are they going to bring him back from the dead and put his corpse on some strings to say goodbye.
No, I hope not. I hope not.
They did for Leia.
I know.
Twice.
I know. I hope they're done with that because it wasn't received well.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think when they did it with Rogue One and with the Tarkin character, I think they was able to fly under the radar a little bit more. But Carrie Fisher herself is such a popular actress, not just Leia, but also her as a person. And how poorly it was done in Rise of Skywalker, I think it's just
so bad.
Killed the taste. So hopefully they do not do that.
So can you imagine? So this movie's going to get made. Isn't there a little part of Dave Filoni? It's like, bitch, didn't I earn my wings? Shouldn't I be directing this movie? But no, Jon Favreau's like, oh, we're going to get a movie. Fuck it, I'm coming back.
Cowboys and Aliens Part 2.
That's right.
Yeah, but you also have like the guy who made Iron Man. And so
Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
What a great film.
Hey, I've seen every Marvel movie at this point. Iron Man 2 is not the worst.
Exactly.
I didn't say
as much as you might want to hate on Iron Man 2, boy, it gets worse. It's so weird because I don't. Is this something that we need? Do we need a movie from this show?
I don't think we need it. I think Disney needs a successful Star Wars movie. I think that's what it is. And they're grasping on the successful Star Wars TV property that they have, which Mandalorian is that. It's got the pop culture attachment to it. Even if quality of the show is just downgraded as the seasons went on, it still has that awareness. And so they think it's going to get butts and seats. I don't know if it's going to be good. I would like more of first season Mandalorian, but I watched all of it. I watched the end of the last episode. I'm like, I don't need any more. They closed out the Mandalorian storyline. There's nothing else for this character in terms of what I need. There are other Star Wars properties they're currently working on that would work better for a movie.
But then at the same time, how they're saying this is the next generation of Star Wars movies, we get the word about this damn continuation of Rey's story that they want to do.
No thanks, bro.
The other weird thing about that is, what's the generation? Because the Mandalorian is squarely middle, or actually closer to original trilogy. It takes place like 5 or 10 years, like fairly soon after the original movies.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Rey and the sequel trilogy takes place 30 years later. And
so obviously this is going to be two completely separate paths.
Yeah. Unless
which is going to confuse a lot of people.
Mandalorian. I would take that. If we jump ahead 30 years and we're dealing with Mandalorian then, like in the Rey timeline, I might be more interested in that.
Maybe. I'm over the whole Rey timeline. I'm over all of those movies weren't good. And why do we have to keep rehashing those characters? I just do something new. It's disappointing to me. I had hoped.
You don't understand the theme parks.
I know, but the Disney has taken quite a beating on their Star Wars theme park, though. I mean,
have
that $5,000 a night dinner theater didn't go so well for them.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you charge $5,000 a night. But you have a roller coaster ride with Rey already in. We take Rey, put in another movie, it's cash in the bag. I mean, What's that? Everybody hates her fucking character? Oops!
They could change that with her in it. They could change that. They could just...
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they could just change it, you know? Because when that saga ended, I remember them saying, oh, it's going to be another 5 years before we have another movie, and we're going to do something fresh, and no, we're not doing anything fresh. We're not doing anything new with that franchise.
Another 5 years, though.
But we're just we're just rehashing all the same shit.
Hey, at least they're half right. They did wait some time. I don't think the characters are insalvageable. I think you could work the characters well. I think a Rey storyline could work. I don't have faith in the production team really until I see like what's the idea, because
exactly
Rey was left kind of in a mediocre place. Like is she's supposed to be like doing what Luke was supposed to be doing at the end of Return of the Jedi. It's like, I'm going to make a new Jedi school. It's like, well, we saw what happened with Luke. What's
Mhm.
Rey going to do that's different? But it is the same storyline. Like that was that was one of the many problems with Rise of Skywalker is it's just forcing Rey into being Luke Skywalker at the end of the movie.
Which is not interesting.
No, I think the character could have worked better, but I don't know. I want to hope. Maybe even a new hope.
No, Dad. No, thanks. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
That was
awful. It was pretty bad.
That was awful.
I love there was a look that like Zach's brain like skipped like the record needle in his head just stopped scratching.
Well, that is the theme for Zach tonight, actually. All right, so new this week on physical media. It's a shitty week, just like it's FU. It's January. It's FU. It's Blu-rays too. Witness for the prosecution is out on 4K. Funeral Home, I don't know that one. Blood Rain on 4K. Who the hell asked for that? I don't know.
All four of them.
Yeah. The Thomas Crown Affair is out in a new reissue.
I want to know which Thomas Crown Affair.
I actually do too. Because if it's the Pierce Brosnan one, I'll probably buy it because I actually quite like that movie.
That was a good movie, and Renee Russo was really great in that movie.
Yes, she is, and naked. If you are into that sort of thing, just saying.
It is the 1968 version.
Oh, which is supposed to be good. I just haven't seen it. I just don't have any investment in it. McCabe and Mrs. Miller is out in a 4K also, and I'm not sure. It's familiar, but I don't really know it. So it's a light week, but it's okay. It's okay because I spent $40 on one movie, and I'm good to not do anything else for a hot minute. But that Inside special edition, hardbox edition, has to be mine.
Is it shipped?
It hasn't shipped yet.
But you bought it.
I did buy it, yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it is shipped. I got my tracking number today, actually.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so we'll have it by next week for sure. All right, so another good show. Quick and painless for everybody but Zach, who struggled, but it's okay. That's part of what makes it great.
Been a hell of a day. It's been a hell of a week.
So if you're listening to this later, then you missed it. But you can find me streaming here again at 9:00 CST over on TikTok because I'm meeting again with the head of acquisitions for MVD for a little chat about physical media. So Nico, where do we find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me you can find everything I do at nicholasqualls.com. That's links to all the social stuff. If you've been interested in Blue Sky and didn't have an invite, it is publicly open now. So you can look up Nicholas Qualls on Blue Sky, and I am there. And I also post book reviews on my Instagram account, also on Blue Sky. I just did one for Black Sun, which was a neat Mesoamerican fantasy spin that I read last week, and I'm on a book right now that I'm probably going to post in the next couple of days. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. What about Tina?
Tina is at Cheddar Popper on all of our social media sites. You can look at her half-star review of Argyle on Letterboxd. We're both on Letterboxd, so check us out there as well.
And go follow Tina on TikTok. I need her to get up to 400 followers so that I can get her on my live streams.
Yeah, Tina is on TikTok under Cheddar Popper, occasionally doing baby or dog or both videos.
All right. Zachy boy.
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Matrix 91. You can find me on Letterboxd, Master Z91. You can find me on Steam and Discord, A Dangerous Mute Lunatic. Still playing Lethal.
I'm picking up a game, a new PS5, or not a new game, but new to me PS5 game. I got sent a credit to pick up the Stray game. So I can play
the cat game?
Yeah, so I can run around as a cat. So I'm going to pick that up. So find me at OTS Movies on pretty much everything, but mostly I'm on TikTok, OTS Movies, and Letterboxd, OTS Movies, and then I think it's now OTS Movies over on Instagram also. So those are the three 3 places to find me. I'm doing Pushing 150. I'm trying to see 150 movies again this year. We're going to do it. So you can see my rankings for all those movies on TikTok and on Letterboxd. So those are the spots to go. And we'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.